aimed at making it tougher to change or remove historical monuments in the Palmetto State.
Well, the Heritage Act 2.0 would strengthen the original bill that passed back in 2000. Supporters say it preserves history, but opponents say it's a move that prevents historical sites from showing proper context.
News 4's Webb Wright has been following this bill that would also impact cities and counties. Webb?
That's right, Ashley. The law takes the decision-making power out of the hands of local government and hands it over directly to the General Assembly. And one local historical society says it also prevents these monuments from showing history in its proper context.
We shouldn't have such limitations on our ability to further explain these stories.
Supporters of the Heritage 2.0 Act say it's a move to keep politics out of historical sites, but opponents believe it takes the job of providing historical context out of the hands of experts.
We have a State Department of Archives and History that helps us and aids in the interpretation of landscapes, people, and places. Those are the experts in the room, and what this does is really take the ability for those experts to talk about history and puts it in the seat for the General Assembly.
It also restricts the use of QR codes like the one seen here on this historical marker that provide added context to the historical site.
South Carolina will be the first state that restricts QR codes from being applied in public spaces to interpret history, even if that language on the back end of the QR code is vetted through qualified historians and not editorial and context.
Supporters of the bill point to Charleston City Council's unanimous vote for the removal of the John C. Calhoun Monument from Marion Square in 2020. The bill puts these decisions into the hands of the General Assembly and also allows more leeway in allowing groups to sue local governments over monument changes.
But there's provisions in the legislation that allow for virtually anybody to have an injury enough to sue and recover their attorney's fees. This would have the effect of precluding a lot of new information because, frankly, cities and towns are going to be afraid they're going to be sued for doing that.
In the end, they believe the bill is a solution in search of a problem.
We can't point to a single example where some monument has been recontextualized or editorialized in a way that's non-factual, that's gone through the approval process that already exists for adding information in public spaces.
And as debate on the bill continues in the House, it is unclear if they will pass the measure before the legislative session ends on May 14th. Working for you, Webb Wright, News 4.